you rarely see an elite fighter, comment on another fighter's skill as frankly and as bluntly as you have. Is it the television work, or is that just Frank Mir being Frank Mir?
It has a lot to do with marketing and speaking. And if one thing I do about my personality is I never ever make anything up. I just go ahead and maybe exaggerate or, things I would say. I think that everybody has this stigma about, they'll sit there amongst our friends and, if we're sitting here just having a talk, I'll be like, oh, that guy would kill him. But then all of a sudden you put the cameras on, it's like, I have a lot of respect for him. I think he's a really good fighter. I'm like, well, you're a fighter. What do you think? He's going to beat you up if he hears you say that? Right. You guys are going to fight each other anyways. Why don't you just say what you're thinking? And so I've really kind of gone that route now where it's like, the whole being super polite, and it's not that I'm out, I don't feel like I'm trying to be rude to anybody, but if something's true, it's true. I have this weird thing where people sit there and go, well, you shouldn't say that his ground skills are bad. I'm like, but they are. Does anybody ever really have an issue? If I told you he was going to go do a jiu-jitsu competition, I told you to compete as a white belt, you guys would be like, oh, yeah, that's safe, That's what he should be competing at. You wouldn't sit there and go, oh, he's sandbagging. He should be at least competing at purple belt level. And you're like, no, he shouldn't. And so that's all I really do now. It's just conversations I would have. I feel that there's no reason why I do hide statements, or if that's how I think about something, just throw it out there and say it. People are going to like you or hate you either way. So I think a lot of fighters are too scared. And it's weird. Fighters of all people are scared of what people think of them. They're so worried about saying something right. I'm like, what do you care? You know what I hate is when I say something that I know that I'm being overly polite about, and people still give me a derogatory comment back or a statement. Oh, that guy's, I'm like, wow. And I wasn't even being myself, and you don't like me. At least if I be myself, and you're like, dick. Yeah, that's me though. You don't like me? Don't have a beer with me. I don't care. At least I feel comfortable. At least I went down how I want to be and not trying to sit there and make other people happy and juggle around. I think that makes me a little more content. I think another thing, too, the reason why fighters sometimes are afraid to be a little bit more outspoken is because, at the end, you'll eat your words or do this. I'm like, really? Does it suck any worse losing if you were polite or losing if you were you opened your mouth? You still got your ass kicked. That's the part I hate. I don't really hate what
you didn't mind what Brock Lesnar said and did after 100 then, based on what you're just saying?
Well, I think that he got carried away a little bit afterwards. I think that anything I say, my kids can watch me say. I don't really, if my child sits there and goes, Daddy, you said his ground skills suck, yeah. It's not being really disrespectful. Right. But at the same time, would I sit there and would Brock let his kids watch him act the way he acted after the fight? He might be a little embarrassed about it. I mean, I would be.